similar vision. You know, Newton has been known as a meth town.
Yeah.
Not just in central Iowa or Iowa in general. We've had people come up to us and say, "Hey, I was in Ohio and I told somebody that's from Newton." They said, "Oh, that's a meth town."
Oh man.
So we have this stigma that just stretches beyond the borders of even the state. And it was just amazing to us that there was no Christ-centered or faith-based group or recovery group or treatment that was available in Newton. This place had struggled for so many years.
Yeah.
And there wasn't something Christ-centered. So we're like, for almost 2 years, we discussed, hey, we need to do something. Yeah, we do. And then we wouldn't talk about it again. And finally, God was just like, do it. It's time to do it.
How did that, was there a moment when that changed, or was it just something over time? You had said that as a police officer, it's difficult because you see people kind of come in and out, and things aren't changing, and it takes a kind of a jaded view of them, or that it's hard to have hope for their change. Would you? How did that change in you? Like, would you say it was a moment? Was it something over time? Was there an event around that, or just something that God kind of kept working on?
I'd say it was just over time. You know, it wasn't like one of those things that I remember the time and place where I was at, and but I know for a fact that my relationship with Robbie, and Robbie being in that class with me, and God showing me people can change.
Right. When
they surrender their life to me, they can change.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I wanted to do something to help facilitate that. And, you know, with Robbie and I talking, we thought, we got to form this group. So we started out every other week for 45 minutes a night. And within the first 2 weeks, it became every week for an hour. And, you know, we were fully prepared to be doing this class or this support group and having one person show up maybe.
Yeah.
But it quickly grew from 6 to 12 to, 20, 30, 40. And I think we've had on our testimony nights 80 to 90 people there.
80 to 90 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah.
And it's been amazing to watch what God has done through the ministry, and to watch where Robbie has taken it from this small little support group to now a full-fledged nonprofit organization, tax exempt, and all this other stuff that we're open 6 to 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And Robbie left his full-time job as a welding supervisor at Vermeer to come take on the role as the executive director of the ministry, which was a huge step of faith. But it was, again, I look at him and I said, there is a man of obedience.
Yeah, no doubt.
Absolutely.
That is just flat out beautiful what God has done. And in your service to him, I suppose, like, what he continues to do.
Right.
That's just awesome.
That's the reward. When you think about, as a believer in Jesus Christ, man, we have this mindset where it can become yours.
Right.
You can say, man, I gave my life to Christ. I believe in Jesus. Now what?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, God, change my life, make it good. But we forget about the Great Commission real quick. It's like, get me out of debt, Lord. Bring that beautiful wife, Lord. So help me deal with these kids. I don't know if I'm gonna talk them out or not. And so it becomes really personal and intimate really fast for yourself. But what God begins to do as you go deeper in understanding who God is and who Christ is, as you continue to read God's word, God begins to give you a heart for people. I always remind myself all the time of Mark, and Jesus said, I did not come to be served, but to serve. Right. And so when I think about Discover Hope and the formation of Discover Hope and what God has done, it grew fast. We started going every other week to every week to our every week, 10, 15, 20, 25 people. And I remember God, 6 months into it, God said, hey, Robbie, you need to create a place where people can come every day. I'm thinking I have no idea what that means.
Right.
I work at a full-time job at Vermeer. I'm a welding supervisor. This little class on Tuesday night works. Then I started writing curriculum for Discover Hope for our group and just coming to Aaron like, man, I just think God wants us to do more. How can we really connect to our community? How can we be on the front line? Not sit in the background anymore and say, we just got this small little support group that's faith-based. And we just want to genuinely just love on people. A lot of times we just can't stand people. We just want to love them. Like, give me the grace, Lord, just to love them. I don't get it no more. And so it's not only remembering where I come from and what God has brought me through, but also understanding what true restoration looks like. Because I always tell people all the time, addiction is the outward appearance of a deeper sin issue. And so once you get to the root of the issue, you identify what the addiction stem from, what's numbing that, the pain, the hurt, or what you've been through in your life. So I always use my story a lot. Most people are like, okay, Robbie, I've been out of prison 12 years now, by the grace of God. God has been good. I got 17 plus years in my recovery, and God has been gracefully good, and I have a huge family and a baby on the way, and so I look at, man, what keeps me motivated daily to continue to get up and fight a battle that the world says you're going to lose.
Yeah.
And that's because of what I've seen God do in my life.
Right.
And so how can I freely I receive, freely I should give. So how do I be that incarnation of who Jesus Christ is? How can I be that visual for people to understand what true hope looks like, what true restoration, or that's true change. Transformation happens through that. And so Discover Hope begins to say, how can we do that, God? How can we take the broken and bring them true sustainability in their life? How can we connect them to other believers and genuine people who's going to love on them? And so, that's how the community center started. God gave me that vision, and then